guys? Welcome to the AA meeting. We're here, we're live. This is my little brother Bill. This is my buddy Jake over here. What's going on, fellas? What are we doing tonight?
Hanging out like dog nuts.
What he said.
That's right.
Took it right from me.
So we've been talking about all kinds of stuff before even getting going. What's some of the things? What's on our minds tonight, guys? What's on our minds? I know we've been branching into dynamics of relationships. We've talked music tonight. We've talked, me and you, before Jake got here, we was talking self-respect for dudes. Just because women are treated more fairly now, don't mean that guys had to dial it back as much as we did. It's that don't come from a spot of disrespecting women. That comes from a point of respecting yourself. The respect for other people should come anyway, but just because that's true don't mean you lose your self-respect. You don't take away from your respect pile for that.
I'll say for me, like I grew up, my dad was like, grew up with my dad mainly. You grew up with our mama mainly, but there was no way daddy would let me disrespect my mom, period, no matter the feelings. And so I feel like that some ways that it was like, no, there's no way of disrespecting women, no matter, like you can get you can get done this way, but you don't disrespect a woman. But at some point, I'm not saying you disrespect a woman, but at some point you gotta respect yourself.
Yeah.
That was one thing I think you missed, was that don't disrespect a woman, but at the same time don't, because of the respect for the woman and the feelings you hold to that woman, don't disrespect yourself.
Yeah, and that's just it. I think it's a thing of where you kind of overcorrect. You guys realize like women have been treated unfairly and all that stuff, and it sucks. It sucks. I hate that it happened, but I didn't cause those rules ultimately, so I have nothing to lose self-respect for because of it. And things are different now. Women are treated a lot more fairly than they have been in the past. And so that's all I'm saying. This whole message, this idea I'm trying to get out is never ever going to be coming from a place of disrespect towards women. I was raised by a woman. I have a lot of respect for women. But I want young men, older men, if you're having a problem and you're old, that sucks, man, but it's time to get it together. It's never too late. Get your self-respect right, and you will be shocked at what happens in your relationship.
So let me tell you this, and this is not dogging you for being married, because fuck yeah, I want to be married. The woman I'm with right now, I look forward, I want to marry her, and I think you'd say the same thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take away from your feelings. But to that point is because you, the one with it that we haven't married yet, so me and Jake, I feel like in some of my disappointments in that relationship is that I'm dealing with the disappointments that she's felt, the being belittled, being the not thought of, felt like that she wasn't a woman and looked at as a woman and felt as respected as I feel like the respect I get. So when I do stand up as a man, it's looked at as a thing of, oh, you just think I'm just some bitch, blah, 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 this and that. And it's like, no, I'm not that woman. I'm not the one that did that to you.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry you still have those feelings, but I'm not it. I'm not that piece of shit. Obviously, like you would agree, I've been the one with you. I've been for a year. You've been longer than me.
Well, and
I've been here. So why are you putting that on me? That's not me.
Well, I think, no, man, look, I think what a lot of it is, I think dudes put it on themselves. They see their girls in a bad mood, they're upset about this, that, and the other that happened, and dudes feel like they have to save it. Dudes feel like they have to come in and save the day and Schnookums, honey, would you please be okay if I made you okay, Schnookums? And it's like, no, girls are just like us. They get pissed. They have bad days. They need to be left the fuck alone too sometimes.
God, dog, if you didn't say it right, because there's been times, I will admit righteously that I've been like, oh baby, you're having a bad. Well, I've had a good day. Well, let me make your day better. And then I end up getting upset because even though I say this, I couldn't do that. I can't make her day better because she's still in an upset mood. And it's like, then it's like, well, what the fuck did I, or what the heck did I do?
Well, I think us dudes, I think a lot of times, and I'm just speaking from my perspective, so I could be full of shit, but I think what we do a lot of times as guys is we look at our girls as almost like our toy, our possession. I think we have this idea of like, oh, my little pet's not interested in me tonight, or oh, God, what is she doing? And it's like they're not, dude. Just like we're dudes sitting here chilling tonight, shooting the shit.
Yeah.
You know, they want them nights too. But the problem that gets me with girls is they want those nights, but they still want your time.
Well, so
my girl still to this day, you know, we've been together a long time, and it's still to this day. She'll, hey, I'm gonna go to, you know, my friends or my sister's house this weekend, but I'll still get texts from her. And my problem with that is you're going to spend time, so go spend time, and that's why I'm big on. It's not that I don't want to reply at all. It's that I'm going to reply on my time, because just like you're going to do what you want to do, well, I got stuff I want to do too. Even though we're together, we're not. We still have like it's like a Venn diagram. You know, it's like you got together in the middle. Y'all are shared. It's collective, but outside on that outer bubble where it don't overlap, you're still your individual there.
Yeah, we actually talked about this past week, and it was like, I see it. I'll get it back. I'll get back to you when I can. I'm not ignoring you. I promise. Just be patient.
Now, what? So you've been practicing that?
Yes.
And
very much.
what positives have you seen from doing it?
She respects my time very much more, and she knows I'm not going out and cheating, and so I think it's become way more respectful, and it's been beneficial to our relationship.
Yeah.
So let me cut in. I think because y'all are so deeper in that, I've started practicing that as well, to the point where it's argument like, oh no, you just ignore me. You're not trying to respect my time. I'm on laugh. It's no, you're just ignoring me to be a dick, and it's like, no, I'm not, because look, you said you got A, B, and C to do. Well, okay, do that. I'm not waiting on your reply because I know you're not out there cheating. You're doing what you said you were going to do, so I believe you. So if you're out there being that busy, and I give you this 3 hours, I ain't replied, what's the big fucking hairy deal? You were busy. Okay. And guess what? Well, I found something to do.
Yeah, I got sidetracked.
And so I wasn't, oh God, what are you doing? Why are you taking this long? Because I don't give a shit how long it was taking you, but you already told me what you were doing. So, okay. But why can't we get that same of, well, you told me you're sitting here talking to your brother and your buddy. And this is an example, this hadn't happened tonight. But again, you're sitting, okay, you know, I'm going to be sitting here talking to my brother and my buddy, and we're going to be on YouTube. But you're still going to sit there and text, well, why haven't you texted me back? Well, why haven't you well, why should I? You know I'm busy. You know at the end of the day, I'm going to hit you up before I lay my head on that pillow.
You know what my optimal reply has been to those?
What?
No reply. Look, guys, we have got to realize, just because we date these things and we're with them, don't mean we're obligated to give them any of our time ever. We're not. I love you, and if I give you my time, it's because I'm choosing to do so, and you're worth taking my time.
You're being time hungry.
But, you know, guy said it best right there.
We've talked about this many times.
Like, it's, you want me on your time, okay? That's fine, but when guys start to realize, like, okay, my girl wants me on her time, well, what's the deal with Adam's time? Well, hold on, now things are starting to shift a little bit. Now all of a sudden Adam has a schedule. And Adam's like, Friday might not work out for me. I already have plans.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, so you can't lose that, but it's our fault. I'm not sitting here shooting women in the fucking foot for this. It's our fault. We've allowed it. We've allowed it for their, and I'm just going to be frank here, you know, whoever don't agree, help, y'all tell me I'm wrong in this video. Comment, let me know I'm wrong. But we've allowed it. We've allowed for temper tantrums to control our nights and our moods and our plans. But for me personally,
finally figured that out this past week.
And me personally, I found that when I stopped doing that, the level of respect my woman had for me went through the roof. She's like, hold on, this dude ain't
It's
just
been
waiting
2 nights of, you're going to make me go to sleep crying, and I didn't yell, I didn't cuss, I didn't do nothing.
I ain't making you do nothing, Slick.
And then literally, Fibs, I was like, I ain't make you do nothing. Your feelings are hurt because your feelings are hurt. I didn't make you do nothing.
Yeah.
I hate to be callous. And I was always one of those simps and soft-hearted, oh, fuck. I'm soft. Oh, shit. Let me make it up. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but what I was saying was that type of deal. But no, it was like, well, I'm sorry that the way I feel made you feel that way.
Yeah. But you
this
should.
is my feeling.
And see, I know you didn't
no,
tell
actually,
her I'm sorry,
no, as
but
a matter
fuck
of
that, I'm
fact,
sorry.
as a matter of fact, I didn't. I actually caught myself last night.
Good.
As a matter of
Yes,
fact,
sir.
we can read the text.
Yes,
I
sir.
didn't say I'm sorry, but I was like, look, I hate I make you feel that way. And granted, that might be another version of it, but I don't want, no, that's what I said. I don't want to make you feel that way and cry going to bed, but if my feelings and the way I feel makes you feel that way, well then,
But see,
that's on you.
But see, and the cross side to that is, and this is where, like, when I've been preaching this whole time, that, like, my problem's not so much with the ladies, it's with the dudes, because we allow it, man.
Because that's what they're ready, and I'll say that is she hasn't thrown up. Well, I'll get some other guy in my face or something.
And you know what?
God.
If she does, do it. Have fun.
And see, and that's the thing is, I have told her one time, and she didn't say like, "Well, I just find somebody you think that what you do, blah blah blah, this and that." And I'm like, "Well, go get him, Tiger." And boy, when I said that, by God, that pissed her off
Go
more.
get him,
She
Tiger.
did, but guess what? Did she go get that tiger?
You know it'll
No,
really.
no. She's worried about this goddamn house cat.
You know what'll really mess him up? Say, go get that tiger, and I hope he's bigger than me, sweetheart.
Oh man.
What?
But I'm saying, I told her, I
What?
said,
I
go
don't
get
like
him,
going that
go
far.
get him, Tiger.
I
And she
will, I
said,
have.
seriously?
I have.
She's like, seriously? That's what you go get him, Tiger? You're such a dick.
Will Smith taught me that when I was 5 in Men in Black.
But again, guess what happened? Did she go get that tiger? No.
No.
She waited on Tom.
Because all of a sudden there's a goddamn tiger sitting there texting her.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There's
And
the
then
tiger.
guess what? It was a thing of, I can't believe you do that. I can't believe you do that. And then the
Whoa.
next day of, I respect where it was before that Georgia Tech game that I made my own decision that, you know what, I'm staying here watching the Georgia Tech game with my brother. Georgia
Good
Tech,
deal.
Colorado.
Yes, sir.
And then when I said that, you know what, today, no, I'm not coming down to your house. I'm gonna be talking on my brother's
But
YouTube.
see, I think what you
And
just
you know
said.
what? She said, okay, I understand that. So she said, selfishly, I want you to come to my house. But I want you to stay with
See,
your brother,
and that's
and I'm
the
happy
key
for
thing,
you.
man.
And I haven't been bitched at once because I'm sitting there shooting the shit
But
with my
the
brother.
thing, what you said though, man, is you said you didn't message her and say, you know, golly, I'm kind of sleepy. I was thinking about maybe just hanging here tonight. You told her, I'm not coming down there. You were direct but not rude, and that's another thing dudes mess up with bad, is they can't be direct without being assholes. And it's like, so you're sitting there, I'm going to get my point across, I'm a man. It's like, being a man ain't getting loud. Being a man's just doing what you're going to do.
Let me tell the people, I've been both of those, of where I've been the asshole and I can be a
Hey,
mean
bud,
asshole.
will you Michael love me? Thank you, sir. I appreciate
I
it.
can be an asshole.
You
to
can
be
just,
so
if you want to
stubborn.
set that here,
Yeah,
that would be fine.
grab another one if you don't. Yeah, there we go. But anyways,
Thank you, kind sir.
that I've been the type to be an asshole for just asshole's sake when I didn't have to be, but also be the shout out to Patrice O'Neal, the Snookums. But well, babe, well, I can maybe go, and then it ends up because I said maybe or possibly or I'm thinking about it. Well,
Yeah.
I thought about it. That means I need to go. But or I've been there. Fuck no, I ain't going.
Mm-hmm.
No, you seen the way you been doing.
And both are as bad as the other.
But guess what? The win I had was like, no, I'm just not coming today.
When you take your emotions out.
I'm doing something with my brother today. Otherwise, I would come down there, but I'm busy today. And guess what? I've got the best, most blessed reaction tonight.
Yeah.
Because, well, okay, you're hanging out with
And
your
that's
brother.
what it is,
Okay.
dude. It's really, it sounds goofy. And you said shout out Patrice. I'm going to look at you at the camera and say this. That dude is a huge part of this show. He died many years ago. Go listen to him if you haven't. Forget my goofy ass show. Go listen to Patrice. But he's going to be a big part, and that's what it's all about, man. It was about just, his message was about being you. Do it, making your own decisions and not apologizing for it. Like, yeah, you may not agree with this, but what is your next move? If I text you and I say, I can't come tonight, okay?
Yeah.
You text that, you say that, and they get mad. They send you a paragraph. Alright? So, what? I told you I'm not coming. So now you're mad. So, but what's next? What is next? You're going to be mad 2 hours from now or 3 hours from now? Or are you going to text me and say, hey, ... And then another message that's like, I'm sorry that, I just wanted to see you. And it's like, see, so right now you're admitting to me that you were acting foolish earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But I was the asshole not 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
So go ahead and calm yourself down. I'm just going to go ahead and not text you back for the next 5 hours. Because clearly you got problems you need to work out. The ball is in your court.
I found that calling a woman's bluff is that'll piss them off the most. But it'll also end up once you're like, I call your bluff, and you stick to your guns, and you let them stew in it and say what you say what they say, be this and that. Good luck. Have a nice life. Well,
I will. Thank you.
you'll have a nice life for about maybe 2 hours max. Well, what I really meant to say, I don't want you to have a nice life, but with me. It was just, this part frustrates me.
Yeah, dog.
Well, I did. I had a great life but then you have a good rebuttal, say something good back, then it's, oh, now you're being a dick. You don't ever listen to me.
Well, I'm going to prove you right, sweetheart. How does the next 5 hours without a reply sound, darling?
Put them in timeout. And what did you told me to put them in timeout. And the sweetest I've ever gotten from a woman was because, you know what, all right, you're used to a good morning text, this, that, and the other. Well, you know what, phone works both, or a good morning text and a good night call. Well, you know what, phone works both ways. You didn't get either. Waited till fucking 2 p.m. the next day. Did you forget about me? I said, absolutely not. Did you forget a fuck about me if I would have replied back that same? Why are you being a dick? You're being a smart ass.
Uh-huh.
Well, you could have texted me first.
Yeah.
You could have fucking told me good night, and I texted you good night first. You could have called me.
Well, I mean, it boils down to, do you know how lovable you are? Think of you, Jake. Think of you for a second. How lovable are you, man? I work with you, dude. How many customers sit there and have a grand old time talking to you, and you make them feel special walking out that door? That's not because you're a kiss ass. That's not because you're a brown noser.
A little bit of a kiss ass.
Well, and maybe you are performing a little bit for work. I'll give you credit.
Hey, I
Good
do
point.
too. I do too.
I get it.
I'm not,
I do
I'm not
too.
going 100% all in, but damn.
No, but there is some.
I want to make him feel
But
good inside.
but okay, but it may be kiss assing. But why does it work? Because of your personality.
Personality, yeah.
You've got to own your stuff, man. There is things that are likable about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that customers feel special when you help them out and you take it outside of our business, you take that stuff aside and you connect with them on a human level. That's a winnable trait. Your girl should like you for that. Like, hey lady, look, you're dating a winner. You know how many people like me on a day-to-day basis? And I don't mean that arrogantly. We're not taking anything away from women by this. We're just boosting ourselves, and we're allowed to do so as a human. This ain't as a human. You got a great personality. You should own that. You should feel it. You should own it. You know.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, buddy? Let's hear from the Jakester. What's up?
Oh man, this is gonna sound real bad.
Let's hear it.
This podcast is gonna go down the hill, Jack.
I don't care. No. What you got? This ain't about the podcast. This is about dudes helping each other out and growing, and we're just sharing it with the folks out there. You're talking to Adam right now. Let's hear it. What's on your mind?
Oh man, well, just think about how great we all have it, you know? Because there are other parts in the world that don't have it as good as we do.
No, for sure.
And that's something I think about constantly.
Yeah.
And so, I'm like, you know, I could sit here and just whine, like, oh, I hate my life. But we gotta stop and just say, stop being a bitch, get back up, and keep going. You know? I said that the other day.
Yeah.
And
me and you was to add on to that. Me and you was going through it at work. You know, we had a lot going on, had a lot of other tasks to do, and you just power through it. And we did that, and then all of a sudden we earned a whole relaxed day, pretty much our last day of the week, because we took that extra step. And it is. It's like you don't realize how good you have it. You're right, man. Because I've sat up there bored, honestly, sometimes.
Yeah.
Bored out of my mind because it's slow. There ain't much going on, and I've been paid to scroll my phone and whatnot. It's like, where else are you getting paid to sit down and wait on someone to walk in a door? So it is cool, man. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. We need to be more appreciative of what we have, but I think to tie it into the relationship thing, we need to be more appreciative of who we are and what we can offer someone.
And so so it seems like probably to some listeners we're just harping on women as far as appreciative of just us and them being appreciative of us, but also we've got to look also to being like, damn, appreciative that someone will put up with the bullshit we do. You know, because there are a lot of bitches that are like, you mean to tell me you're going to take a fucking 2 hours to be outside and just drink beer with your boys and talk on a phone? Are you serious? Get your ass in the house. Why is the dishes not washed? I know you cook dinner, but you better fucking wash them too. Why is my feet not up on a pillow yet and my nails done?
Because you ain't grabbed a pillow yet, you ain't did your nails yet, lady.
And that's the thing is that's why I'll say kudos to our ladies is at least I will just speak to myself for the fact that if I do that, I will paint her nails and I put her shit on a pillow. It's like,
well, and I think like we all, you know, even though like
she's appreciative of it.
Even though I'm pretty firm in my relationship, man, I'm at a solid point with it. Like I feel like I know that girl through and through, and she knows me through and through, and that's why we work. But there's still times, man. There's still times, you know, I've even gotten insecure with her going somewhere several weekends straight, where it's like, damn, you know, and I'll be honest with y'all, a lot of it boiled down to sex, because it's like, well, honestly, if I'm being straight about my feelings, I was wanting to be intimate with my wife, and she's gone on weekends, and I work all week, and it kind of caused some issues. But the thing is like, I still, she don't dictate what I do, and I don't dictate what she does. Even though there was a buffer there, and we didn't see eye to eye, we got down to the root of the issue. And we realized, I was like, if we're having relations more often, I'm going to feel more secure in our relationship. So that will only free you up to go do more and more of what you want to do. Because you know who I am. You know you are free to go wherever you want, whenever you want to do it. But just let me be secure in this when you go out to do things. If I feel like there's trouble at home, yeah, I'm going to question stuff a little more when you do leave. And I hate to be that way. It's not intentional. It's just a feeling.
Well, so let me ask you this. Like, as a hypothetical or maybe a real thing of like, so say, like I'm feeling good and secure, this and that. Well, you get home from doing whatever, this and that, and I didn't have it in my. Every dude has it in my mind. If I can get some ass, I'm gonna get some ass.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but if I don't, I don't. But the fact that it's brought up to you, like, yes, I'm gonna take the shower and I'm gonna do this, and then we can fuck. I can literally say it like that. But then, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take a shower, then we can watch our show together. And once we finish it, which is like 2 episodes, then then we can fuck and say it just like that. So then come that time. And throughout the show, I'm holding out my best. Like, no, we're gonna watch this movie, even though I'm ready to go, this and that. I want to. I'm not still. Even in commercial breaks, I'm not all hot and bothered.
You're doing good.
Once this motherfucker comes off and it's done, and I turn it off because it's got weird music, because it's like a murder documentary or whatever.
Have you walking into the bedroom to get it on the SVU?
I'm glad now. But then once, okay, this and that, and this, like, no, I don't know, whatever. What? And then you get mad because I turn over and be like, all right, well, whatever, let's go to bed. All right, then, fuck it.
And I always
because you're the one that said we're gonna fuck. I would have did the same thing without notions of that we were gonna have sex and been fine. But because I turned over, because you're the one that said we were gonna have sex, and I kind of tried.
Well, I'm just gonna be honest, and this is just me being real with myself here, and maybe it's the same for you. Turning over is a very feminine thing to do, and I just did it like fucking last week. Like, I'm gonna turn over. And so it's a very nothing's gonna dry your woman up, boy. They're doing some feminine shit.
Tell me,
if you're with a straight girl, she wants to be with a man, and if you're going, I believe I'll turn it on over. Yeah, she's gonna dry up on you, and I've done that before too. That's a goofy. And I did it
one
not
time.
long
But there was
ago.
nothing I could do
time.
though. She was dried up, even though she was hot and bothered. Literally in the between a commercial, the broad told me like, I want some shit of talking about almost it was wet, some kind of alliteration.
See, you should have just did it then, right there.
But
like,
no,
shit,
I'm trying to be nice.
I feel you.
Like, all right, we're gonna know. Okay, well, shit, it's wet now. Well, you know what? I'm gonna make. I know like how you like to do it. You'll make a motherfucker. You'll hold out on the motherfucker.
But do you see what the problem is?
So
with
I'm gonna
that?
hold out on you. And then once I held out, then it was like, no.
But do you see what happened in that? I already see it right now. What happened in that is you tried doing what you thought she wanted you to do by no, sex is not in that important, and I'm just gonna watch this movie and we'll do sex after. You were thinking for her. As what she wanted, but she clearly told you what she wanted by telling you she is wet. So you push down the guy thoughts, guy feelings that we naturally have because you were thinking for her or about her thoughts. And if you would have just acted on yours, you would have got it in on the couch that night. You're wet.
fuck? No, we were in her bed's the worst part.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
shame
Oh,
on me.
man.
You should have just slid under them sheets, slide off of your satin sheets.
We
Should've
were
slide under
literally,
them,
I was
buddy.
on top.
Slide under them
I was
satin
on
sheets.
top, and I heard the commercial go off.
Yeah. But see, that's where, dude, that's the point of this shit. What we feel as dudes is natural. We did not pick to choose, we didn't pick to be this way. If you tell me your crotch is wet, all of a sudden I'm hungry. I'm built that way. I can't help it. What? You know, I can't help it. We were wired this way.
Yeah, we may have ate fucking taco dinner soup and went to the Mexican restaurant too. But you know what?
That sounds fucking
You
fantastic.
said you're wet. I guess I'm hungry again.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic for some tacos.
Hey, don't tempt me with it.
Hey. But let me ask y'all this.
Yeah. What you got?
Do you think it's better to be in a relationship with someone who's almost identical personality-wise to you, or have someone that's completely opposite? Because I'm going back and forth with this in my head for
For
weeks.
me, so I'll say personal.
Well, hold on. Give us some background before we can answer.
Well,
So-
no, I feel like I can answer almost, but go ahead.
It's
yeah.
basically being like, she's just like you. She likes all the same things you do. Like, there's no difference between y'all. But then you go the other way, everything is different. Like, would you rather be in one that's just like you? Or
I'll tell
someone
you
different?
the best relationship I've ever been in, and I will say it's the one I've got now is like her and I will tell each other. It's like we'll talk to the fucking mirror, or like, God, why are we so much alike? That the things we'll butt heads about is like because we're being the same way to each other, or thinking the same thing, or thinking and strong headed. But it's still the best relationship. But then I've had, which you know the relationship, and you do too, of where there was nothing in common. And I wasn't happy at all. The things where I butt head with this one's now is because it's literally like where I will tell her, and she could tell me, but I'm smart ass enough to be like, oh no, that's a question to ask the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll hate it because I'm a smart ass. But again, it's her, but I find more security in that because I know that the person she is, I don't have to worry and question that.
Yeah.
Well,
So
see,
for
I
me,
think
it's that way.
I think it depends for me because I guess it's on a like basic questions like, okay, do we agree on abortion rights? And I'm not asking y'all for y'all's thoughts on that. 'Cause whatever, that's your own thoughts.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, do y'all agree stuff on like a moral, religious, or philosophical level, or are we talking about songs and movies?
And
Like, so it's because for me, like me and my wife, we disagree on. No, don't disagree. We just have different opinions. It don't mean we oppose each other. She's a Christian, and I'm kind of a religious free agent, if you will.
Yeah. I think the religion side of it, that's a pretty healthy way to go about it. Political wise, that's a huge marriage killer and relationship killer.
Because we allow it to be.
Exactly.
It shouldn't
well,
be.
and I will say though, that's the thing is that like I feel like as far as me and my lady, the religion thing, we're about the same way he was talking about. But
Yeah.
one thing that we leave out of our relationship is politics. I can't tell you because she's 2 years older than me, but I can't tell you one time who she voted for,
Yeah.
and she can't tell you one time who I voted for. But actual moral, like you said, moral in the way we see things, and like if we had kids together and ran a house together, that morally we would agree that no, that's what these kids should be raised on.
Yeah.
Not political,
Yeah.
not religious even,
Yeah.
just as far as morals.
Well, I think
That's where we're
politics
both at,
and
and we
religion.
agree on that.
Yeah, and politics and religion should be able to be something you should be able to discuss with your spouse. Because y'all have already agreed that y'all like each other morally speaking.
Yeah.
You know, I know where this gal and I know where this man stands
Mhm.
as far as with their beliefs. I know where that stands, so we can talk politics. It don't mean you have to. Like, some people just aren't into that. And that's a very healthy way to live life. But politics are insane. It's a nut job out there. But you should be able to be to a point where you can discuss things that you may differ on, because you do agree with each other on a foundational level. Like, y'all's house is laid, the foundation is built, those bricks are down. They're putting the siding up and stuff, and maybe, you want it tan, she wants it green. But the foundation is laid down. Y'all know where each other stands on a core level.
Yeah, and I think because my girl and I, she doesn't really care for politics. She doesn't care for it. Don't watch it.
Don't engage at all. Yeah.
But she's very heavily invested in her Christian faith.
Yeah,
100%. Like, she goes to church every Sunday, and she wants to raise her kids in the church, which I think is fantastic, because that's the one thing this world has gone to crap on, is because they don't have that faith.
Yeah.
They're not saved. They're not in touch with the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
And see, for me personally, I'm conflicted by that, because my religious beliefs are all over the place.
Yeah.
I would say I believe in a God or a higher power, but I don't really follow a certain path of religion. But with that being said, I'm almost obligated to agree with you, because I was raised up on a Southern Baptist foundation.
Yeah.
So a lot of who I am and how much I care about people and things sometimes is based off of how I was raised up with those principles. So
I would agree with that too, because again, obviously, raised the same way, but the fact of, like, I mean, yeah, my lady wants them to be raised up this and that in the church, whatever, or want them to have a strong faith. That's what I like. I wouldn't have liked it. You said it wasn't grow up Baptist, Protestant, Catholic, this and that. Grow up and have faith in something.
yeah,
I don't give a fuck,
Yes.
or I don't care what it is. Whether it's, Allah, Jesus, or anything, like, but have faith in something. Have somewhere that your morals are based around. Mm-hmm. And if I'm being honest, you and I are both, like you said, we might as well be religious free agents. But at the end of the day, our morals are based around a Christianity morals, just because of how we were
but
raised.
that's when then, if you start getting into it, you start to realize that all of the branches of religion all kind of start having a similar core belief. A lot of it ties into just being a good person. So for me personally, I've discovered that, I'm gonna try and be a good person. If I can share some kindness with someone, even if it's just a simple good morning and their name followed.
For me,
That's a level of kindness, and if I can share that, God or Allah are going to be like, you know what, I know that man on a core level, and I know he was pretty decent to people he interacted with. If that's enough, that should be enough to get me to the afterlife of promise, if it exists.
Yeah.
If it's not, quote, AC/DC, shout out Woofy, hell ain't a bad place to be.
well, and for me, the thing of the religion thing is, for me, is the three that fight against each other the most is fucking Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, when they're the only three that has a single God, and it's all the same, whether it's called whatever in whatever language, and we all have one great prophet, but every single one of their main books has all three of the prophets in the son of a bitch.
Well,
and we're just we're basically bitching about, fighting about who the fuck is the greatest prophet out of each of our books.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
They were all.
But guess what? Because at the end of the day, the best fucking Muslim, the best Jewish person, and the best Christian are probably all gonna get along.
They all sounded like great people. They all sounded like phenomenal people. Why do we have to choose a side? And that's where, like, I wanted to learn more and more about the different sets because, like, the Buddhists really stood out to me, man. I mean, they got some, yeah. Well, and maybe I'm sounding like a fool here on the internet, but I have heard that it is pronounced Buddhist and not Buddhist, or Buddhist, like we say.
I've grown up knowing Buddhist, you know.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you go to a Chinese restaurant and there's Buddha, not Buddha.
Eat that belly for good luck.
But whatever. Maybe I'm wrong, but who gives a shit? Their message was that, like, you know, it's like life is suffering.
Yeah.
Everybody, no matter who you are, no matter if you're born rich or poor, you will suffer in this life. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose parents, grandparents, siblings. Life is suffering. But if we look at life and know that suffering is going to happen one day, well, all of a sudden we can learn that we can kind of grow from it.
Yeah.
Like, man, you know, I know my granddad's going to be dead one day. But you know what? Now I can maybe hear him a little better than what I'd have heard him before I realized that. You know, my dad, he's getting kind of older. He's getting close to 50. He's a little over 50 for some folks. Yeah, you know, maybe I should call him a little more often. Maybe I should pick his brain so I understand more about him because he is going to die one day. That suffering is coming my way and I know it. So the best thing I can do is talk to him why he is still here, while that suffering ain't here yet. Yeah. And so I really like their message. And I ain't saying like I wouldn't classify myself as a Buddhist, but like I said, I'm kind of a free agent. But really, if you boil any of the religions down, you learn that, like, man, ultimately, if you just try to be a fair and kind person,
a fucking moralist.
Yeah, I like wording it that way. Just be a fair and kind person. Yeah, a moralist. I really like that message.
Be a good person.
Yeah.
Like, life's too short to be a complete douchebag. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So I think people just need to drop whatever they're feeling bad about or pissed off about.
Well, hey, we all do the same shit for a living. How good does it make you feel to carry a box out for an elderly couple? And how appreciative they are.
Like, oh, you didn't have to. Oh, you'll carry it out.
Yeah.
What? I'd feel like the biggest piece of crap if I didn't.
But don't it make you feel better to have done it though? Mm-hmm. Like, don't you like, man, like you ain't doing it for that
something.
feeling.
I'm saying,
it's a product of it.
For something that you just know you're raised on morally, like our great grandpa or our grandpa would have. The hell you didn't take that out for that woman? But if they were sitting there watching it, if they could come down from heaven, they'd smack this hell out of it.
Well, it's like, that's what I said. What's weird about it, even though I don't claim to be a Christian, a lot of my beliefs are on that. I mean, I grew up listening to Gaither vocal band. God Don't Play Second Fiddle. That's one of their songs. You know, I know this stuff. I think my biggest problem with religion, I feel like personally, the text and things that we have are man-written. Somebody, not man-written, people-written. Some person wrote that stuff down. And which person do I believe? Which person is right? I do believe there's a God, but I couldn't tell you which one of these 3 books is right.
It's the media, brother.
So, I'll just try and find my happy place and find a common message between the 3 and maybe try and live a better life from that. I mean, I say that as I sit here and drink my beer, but also, like I said, I may drink a beer, but I promise I will not rob you. Yeah. Promise I won't steal from you. I might have a beer, but I promise I won't steal from you. I promise I won't go behind your back to better myself and hurt you. But I'll have a beer. If that makes me a bad person, then so be it. Hell ain't a bad place to be. So, And, but yeah, it's cool how religion and stuff ties into relationships, because I do feel like if you have that core value, that foundation built, your relationship's going to be better. So I think at a certain point, if you disagree with your spouse philosophically, even though it might be alright for 10 years, I feel like eventually it's going to end.
Yeah.
What would y'all say on that?
100%. Yeah, no, if it don't meet up, like, I can't agree, because I feel like I've been where it was, we didn't have those conversations, so we didn't know if it would work. We tried to make it work on other things, and we never had those deep conversations, but with the one I'm in now, like, that was where it's like, it took the first 2 months to ask us to play those little kid games to get to know each other's favorite color, this and that, because the whole time we spent, like, where's your head at? Like, what do you think about this and that? Talking about deeper shit to the point of like, oh yeah, what is your favorite color? What the fuck? Hold on. Because I know how you feel about this. I know how you feel about that. And I really like that you feel the same way on this subject, that subject, but springtime between time, well, the fuck's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite animal?
So now you done opened a can of worms for me, man. I'm thinking sitting here like, all right, we've spoke about a lot already.